What's up, YouTube? This is either gonna be the best or the worst YouTube video you've ever seen. It's gonna be the best for you if you wanna change your life, if you wanna take accountability, if you wanna change your mental health, if you wanna be successful. It's gonna be the worst if you only want victim mindset, if you only want a label from people that tells you you have an excuse to not live your true life and you can hide behind that rock of saying, no, I have a dysregulated nervous system, I have just a depression brain, I have ADHD, BPD, OCD, I'm neurodivergent. I'm gonna clear all of that up today. Let's get into it. There's all these creators out there who tell you if you put your right hand in front of your left foot, you have this certain ADHD. I just saw a video where it says, if you always think you have to make the right decision, if you think there's only one right decision, that's a sign you're in fight or flight. That sentence gives you a viral video, but that doesn't mean that that sentence is helpful to human beings. The idea behind that sentence is helpful to human beings, which is, yes, if you overthink, if you constantly say you have to have the perfect decision before you start, you're going to procrastinate and you're not going to express your full true self. You're not going to be as successful because you don't make moves and you don't learn from the moves that you make. You don't have a lot of trial and error. And if you don't have a lot of trial and error, you can't learn a lot from your own experience. And then you don't become successful because you don't have enough focus on these tasks. You don't have enough experience with these tasks to be skillful at these tasks. And in our world, we get paid for the value that we give, aka the amount of skill we have. Now, if she would translate, the creator that I'm talking about on TikTok would have said the sentence in that way, we'd be all fine. But since she said, it's a sure sign that you are in constant fight or flight, this is such fucking stupid victim mindset, idiotic language, because nothing is this black or white. Oh, it's a true sign that you're this, and then you're in this box. You have adopted this concept of yourself. And then at least you have this relief of, oh, I have the concept, I know now what it is. And then you just constantly are trying to fix this new concept. This is not how human beings work. If you put yourself in all these concepts, ADHD, BPD, divergent, dysregulated nervous system, you are losing yourself in concepts and you're not truly living your life, and you're also not practically finding solutions. Because I can tell you, all of those labels are based on one thing, which is reactivity. It's based on you being reactive to emotions and thoughts. They telling you, oh, you have this certain label, is just putting yourself in a box and saying, oh, I have this label, and you lose yourself in that box. You're just like, oh, I'm in this box, and because of that, I'm a special kind of person. I cannot do this. Which, if you would actually do the opposite of what the belief system is telling you, that belief system would change, and you would show yourself with proof that you're not that person that's in the box. But you can only show yourself that you're not that person that's in that box if you don't believe in that box. But that box is a box for many people of victim mindset. They say, no, I'm in this box of OCD, BPD, neurodivergent, and there's gonna be some in the comments. We know it already. You're gonna defend your trauma. It's your best friend. You're gonna defend. Victim mindsets will always be like, no, you don't know what it's like to have this beautiful thing of depression that I have here that keeps me down. And I'm like, yo, why are you defending your depression? That doesn't make sense. Don't you want to get out of it? Yeah, but you know what? I have this thing and I need love for it. You have to give me love for it. Look, if you're that victim, just scroll. But for everyone else, I want to explain you something. Take off all the labels. Take off all the labels and ask yourself the following. Are you avoiding doing actions that would support you because of emotions and thoughts? If that's the case, you are feeding the so-called patterns, ADHD, BPD, OCD, etc., that you are feeding those patterns through that reactivity to the same programming. The more you react to those emotions and thoughts, the more you show the brain that this programming is still important. So that's why to change, you always have to be willing to be uncomfortable, which in the long run, paradoxically, you will be less uncomfortable. Because you build emotional fitness, you build a bigger space for these emotions. If you're willing to accept the emotions, not doing anything with it, just accepting it and moving forward anyway. This is how you build self-trust and emotional fitness. And also, if you spend, which is very important, focus outside of your head, consistently, you also build mental focus. So you can actually change those labels, BPD, OCD, anything, and I speak from experience, by the way, if you don't think about the concepts, forget about the concept, but if you change your engine. Right now, you keep your engine focused on being reactive to emotions and thoughts. You let your life be dictated by emotions and thoughts, which means you stay on the emotional addiction engine, you stay on the thought addiction engine, and you have your reality warped by all these thoughts and emotions because you're feeding the algorithm of these thoughts and emotions. That all makes logical sense. Listen to me, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, and then listen to these idiotic therapists and psychologists. Listen to what I'm saying and ask yourself what I'm saying makes sense. Is it like an algorithm? Do I have the experience that the more I react to it, the more I try to get reassurance, the more I try to get relief, the more I avoid doing things that I value because of social anxiety? Is the social anxiety gets worse or does it get better? I'm telling you, it gets worse, and you know that because the more you reacted, avoided your valued actions because of anxiety, over time, the more you reacted to those emotions and avoided living your life, the more you isolated yourself, the less support systems you had of valued actions, and the more depressed you became. All right? So this is very logical. But those therapists and psychologists get an ego boost by putting new labels out there because you have to take accountability here because you have to understand that you want these labels. You have to understand that these labels give you a certain reassurance. You have to understand that you're putting therapists and psychologists on a pedestal because they have made up, listen to me, they regurgitate information from university, they regurgitate them, they don't speak to you from experience, they don't actually train and change their brain. They regurgitate information and they contain information long enough to pass their fucking midterms, as 50 Cent once so well explained. Then they are brainwashed by the whole culture around to believe also about pharmaceutical. Then the pharmaceutical companies, billions of people, they give those doctors to make sure you are getting diagnosed and you are getting some of that cash cow. All right? Now, I can tell you from my experience, I went to people when I had the strongest OCD who the state said they were experts and none of them could help me. And then I went to a person who never went to university for OCD, psychology, etc. They actually went for business, but they had such strong OCD and they recovered over years and years and years and years with amazing tools and crazy action. And they helped me. It's not even a comparison to how those other people didn't help me. He helped me because he spoke from experience. And then I took those tools and I changed my brain as well. So you can either be in victim mindset and say, no, this doesn't work. And this will also be if you think short term. If you always think short term and you continuously check on your emotional state and you continuously make your emotional state your measure of success, you will be impatient and you will give up before you see results. But if you stop checking emotions and thoughts, if you make the measure of success the valued actions over a long period of time, you will see results. I've never seen anyone who uses the tools, including me. If you use the tools and you continue, you will see results. You will show yourself that you can trust yourself. But this only works if you're willing to be uncomfortable in the beginning, because the brain is trying to keep you in the same patterns by giving you uncomfortable emotions so you can fix those uncomfortable emotions and you stay in that cycle. But if you avoid trying to be uncomfortable, you are feeding those patterns and you are becoming more uncomfortable in the long term. We're cooking. You don't have to be perfect at all, but you have to take up more territory. And the easiest way to take up more territory is start in the beginning of the day, because sleep is like a reset. But if you start your day immediately with rumination, not getting out of bed, checking social media, you're staying in the reactivity. But if you say, no, proactively, tomorrow when I go to the gym with any feelings and thoughts, and I keep talking out loud to myself to stay outside of my head and not to be sucked into the thoughts, you over time take up more territory. The first day it might be an hour that you make it. The second day an hour and a half, and so on and on and on and on and on. You take up more territory and your brain changes because you show your brain different pattern with behavior. The brain's language is behavior inside and outside of your head, which means what do you spend your time and energy on inside of your head, and what do you spend your time on outside of time and energy on outside of your head. If you spend your time outside of your head on healthy things, but you still spend time inside of your head on those patterns, talking back about your ex, talking back about your concepts, that you never get out of depression, that you never get out of anxiety, and how you can fix that, or how you can get reassurance, or how you can fix this feeling of jealousy, how you can check on the phone if your ex is with a new partner or not, so you can get a sense of control. If you do all of those patterns, you still show the brain that you love this spending time on it, and the brain will give you more. So if you do the valued actions, you still have to spend time outside of your head to show your brain that you care about a new algorithm. Any of the labels they gave you are based on you being reactive to emotions and thoughts. And the more over time you were reactive to emotions and thoughts, you let your life be dictated by emotions and thoughts, the more you sped up those algorithms, that algorithm got speeded up. Faster, 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 bigger, 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 bigger. The brain attacked you with more of those thoughts, with more of those pictures, those visuals, more of those emotions, and your whole reality becomes warped, and you don't find a way out of that anymore. That's why we cannot change on the level of the emotion and thought engine. We have to change our measure of success to the valued action engine, which paradoxically over time creates a better relationship with your emotions and thoughts. Because many people come, yeah, isn't that suppressing? No, that would be suppressing. And a lot of people, I think, really only say that because they don't want to do the work. So half of those comments, I'm like, forget about that. But maybe there's some comments who really are like, hey, is that suppressing? No, because we accept emotions. They're allowed to come, but we don't have to give them meaning. We don't have to judge them, because when you give them meaning, you judge them, you just feed them more. We can just accept them, leave them alone. They're allowed to be there like clouds in the sky. But those clouds don't keep you from going to the gym. No matter if you don't like the shape of the cloud, maybe it's a crocodile purple cloud, and you're like, no, am I going to the gym because of this cloud? Yeah, of course. You go to the gym if you have the anxiety cloud or not. You go to the gym if you have the depression cloud or not. And if you say, no, but I don't have the energy, that's the only way. You can go without energy. I'm telling you, even if you tiptoe fucking out of your house, I don't care. But the paradox is that the more you do that while you don't have energy, over time, the more energy you get again. Because you show yourself that you trust yourself, and you show the brain that you don't care anymore about that pattern of depression. And that's how you change those things. All right, good. We were cooking again today. We were exposing the mental health industry again today. We were making new enemies. Let me know in the comments what you resonated with the videos. Let me know what other videos you would like to see. And I wish you guys a beautiful day.